Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Bicester Festival live stream. We are here at Tad's Studios. The Skeptics were just on. They played a wonderful set. They sang a wonderful set for us. And here we have them live. Can you guys introduce yourselves for our Bicester audience?
Andy,
Peter,
and David.
So, what brought you dudes together?
Oh, that's a good question.
Oh.
Peter and I and David, but at various times, have all been refugees from a choral singing evening class in Banbury. I wanted to be a doo-wop singer. Peter said that if we were willing to learn some kind of a folk repertoire, he could get us into folk clubs, and thereby, by implementation,
Yes.
we could get into folk festivals as well.
Yes. What?
And I joined only just over a year ago.
Just over a year.
So I'm the new boy, and
learning curve, mate.
just slightly the youngest, but obviously the greatest.
It's great to hear how you guys have come together, trying to be innovative and finding ways to express yourselves. Have you guys done any sort of virtual gigs before? Have you done anything like this? No.
No, we've not done a virtual thing before, have we?
Well, we're used to playing in little intimate venues and singing to the whites of people's eyes.
Yeah.
So to have no whites of no eyes apart from a blinking camera is completely different. That is something else. That really is.
Definitely. I mean, there's quite a lot of musicians that are going through this exact thing right now with all of these COVID restrictions placed upon us artists. So, how did you guys feel about how did the rest of you guys feel about this virtual setup? Again, not having an audience, but still knowing people are there.
I think it was quite nerve-wracking, but I enjoyed it in the end. Because we haven't been able to do any Zoom stuff because this man over here doesn't do tech, so we've had to do other things. So it was nice to have a go, and hopefully it worked.
But we meet weekly to rehearse anyway. So doing this tonight really wasn't that different.
Onerous, no, not at all onerous, no. But the thing is, we sang in a real back garden. We sang in my back garden because there was the usual rehearsal venue wasn't open. So we sang in my back garden, and we actually watched the seasons change.
Yes,
didn't
we did. Yes.
As we sang, as we rehearsed, we watched the seasons change.
Only a couple of hours at a time.
Only a couple of hours at a time. Yeah, but a couple of hours at a time, and then back next week for another couple of hours. And oh look, the lilacs have gone. Oh, the lilies have come out.
Well, when it started getting to the point where we were just under umbrellas, getting quite wet, we thought we'd better go back indoors.
That was madness. That was.
Well,
We rehearsed one Wednesday afternoon. We had no sooner started. We got our cups of tea, and then it was put up the golfing umbrellas because it lashed it down, didn't it? It was a flood of biblical proportions. I don't mind telling you.
But we were still there for a couple of
we were
hours.
still there for a couple of hours. Dogged resistance.
Yes.
We are glad that you guys did not get swept away with all of the water.
No.
I think that you guys are finding similarities with many community groups that are trying to meet right now, again, under COVID restrictions, having to adjust to being outside, smaller places, smaller numbers of groups. You guys are quite lucky that there's only 3 of you.
Yes.
So you guys have definitely given us something a little bit different than what we're used to seeing at the Bicester Festival. Can you guys tell us a little bit about your decisions to be singing stuff from choral motets up to contemporary music and in 3-part harmonies?
Well, music is such a broad church, it really is. What we decided we were going to do, as I mentioned before, Peter said that provided we were willing to learn something of a folk type repertoire, he could get us into folk clubs. But we thought, well, there's not really any point in us steering the same well-trodden path, so we'll go off in that direction there. So hence, for instance, the Warbash Wizard is a combination of dueling banjos, and it's the words to Pinball Wizard sung to the song of the Warbash Cannonball. And this
Which
is
was
really
in 1934.
This is really where we come in. We love doing this. We don't have time to do it today, but we do a 3-handed a cappella version of Space Oddity as well, which is That's something else, isn't it? That takes a tremendous amount of work. But hey, that's what we do. That's what the Skeptics do.
Yeah.
You want change, you want something alternative and radical, it's the Skeptics for you.
I think that's brilliant, especially in this market. Absolutely.
And it serves a variety of different markets. That said, you can go to somewhere expecting sort of conventional choices, and you serve them up something slightly weird, the folk stuff. Or you go into a folk setting, and the weird stuff is what last time was the normal stuff.
Yeah.
The common denominator is the weird, really.
Yes.
Weird, yes. We do weird.
But we've done weird at quite a few other festivals. We Bunkfest practically every year for the last few years. Folk Weekend Oxford. We should have been at the Hook Norton Music Festival this year, but along with a number of other things, that all fell apart.
Yes.
So it's great to be able to do festivals and other gigs, wine bars, and we do. And when we get into our winter set of carols and winter songs, we've done churches and various other
And churches and churches
various
and
carol concerts. Yeah.
And carol concerts, don't forget carol concerts.
At more churches, right?
And more
churches,
churches, yes, indeed.
So a lot of the music that you guys do, again, it's really great that it's quite an eclectic mix of things. Can you guys tell us some of the challenges you face as a group? Maybe challenges you're facing due to COVID?
well, no
Well,
gigs.
the thing,
No gigs, yeah, exactly.
yeah, that's the big. I think we sort of fairly well highlighted such restrictions. We're used to singing to a crowd. What we love to talk about is the way to make music. There are a billion songs, only some of which will be suitable for us. If Peter can find some words for it, and it seems to sort of work, but needs a little Skeptics folk fusion twist on it, and a little bit of extra topping as well. That's what we love to do. Something that completely throws
Everybody.
people. And then you've got the one or two cognoscenti who say, I know where they're going with this, and that really is a treat when you see smiles coming on people's faces, and then they know where we're going. We've swept them along, and that's the whole idea.
Yeah.
Bring the crowd along with you every time.
Yeah.
Does that include the guy in the front row at Bamboo Folk Club who fell asleep?
yeah, all right, yeah, but
Well, we're more lively than the folk in Banbury tonight.
yeah.
When it comes to picking music, who does? Is it a combination of all three of you guys?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is there any sort of like favorite influence? Because you guys cover quite a few hundred years worth of content.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say a few hundred years.
But
worth of age.
that's the idea. Don't necessarily be influenced by anything, because in the past, other composers, songwriters, they had their own ideas.
200 years.
I know, but you do get covers bands, and they tend to try and emulate what the real group sounds like. No, we're not a copy band. We are a covers band. We cover what that song's actually all about. Try and get the essence out of the song, and if it means setting it off in a different time signature in a different key, using different harmonies, then that's what we need to do. And it's such a music is such a fabulous hobby. It really is. It will keep you amused, entertained, frustrated for years. Won't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think this is brilliant. I want to thank you guys for coming in with us this evening. It's lovely to have such a diverse range of artists to present in the festival, instead of just a lineup on a stage with a bunch of teens and young people.
There's nothing wrong with teens and young people.
No, definitely not. But
Just that we're looking a long way back to our teens and young people, matey.
we actually have quite an age range, a diverse age range within the festival, and in active community groups within
Yeah.
music. And so it's great to see you guys that are out gigging, making sort of a
Mind you it.
more professional appearance for yourselves, music is more than a hobby for you. Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. Yes.
What
yes,
sort
yes,
of backgrounds do you guys have? Are you musical? What do you do professionally?
Well, we're all retired anyway.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So, you know,
Lots of time for music.
It's all in the past.
I think the most musically accomplished person is David, so he's probably the guy to ask. Aren't you, son?
Well, only that I play guitar as well, which these guys don't.
Yeah,
so,
hang on a minute. How long you been gigging for?
50
50 years. So musically
Enough
accomplished
years,
is David.
yes. Yeah.
Yeah. I dropped out. I played drums in a band in the late 60s, and then completely dropped out of music until I had a nasty accident on my bike, and was looking for something actually to do by way of rehabilitation. I did a little painting, and when the painting came to an end, I thought, what's wrong with going back to singing? What's wrong with going back to making music? I can't play the drums anymore. The wrists are too seized up. But I mean, it's opened up a whole new life, really. A life in retirement, a life of music in retirement.
And Peter, what about you? What about your musical background?
I grew up playing brass,
Okay.
but haven't done since my mid-teens, I suppose. So I wasn't that grown up anyway. And then work got in the way. And I had really no thoughts about music apart from going to gigs occasionally and you know, that sort of the normal things that people do, sort of on the outside of music, purely as a punter.
Are you not going to admit to the Morris?
Being a squire of a Morris side, come on. Oh, here we go, come on.
Yeah,
Get that light out from under that
bushel.
bushel.
The Morris dancers that he had to start music with.
Well,
Something like that.
something like that, yes.
Well, I think it's brilliant that, you know, you guys are a test and case point to the fact that you don't have to be in music for your whole life. You don't have to have started playing guitar at the age of 6 and been, you know, a genius at it to enjoy music and to feel successful. I mean, you guys had a really, really great set. We are super happy to have you guys as part of the festival. Do you guys have any last comments that you'd like to share with our audience with the Bicester Festival?
Just we've loved it. It's a great experience, and hopefully next year we can come back and do it in a live setting.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
actually, we've got to thank you guys as well. We have no technical abilities. We can't put cameras and sound or any of that together, as you saw. We just have a simple 3-way microphone, and that's it. We need nothing else. Concession to you guys. By using the microphone, ordinarily we just sing purely a cappella, no amplification or anything. So anyway, I think Bicester Arts Festival owes you guys a real debt. Brilliant. And although we'd love to come and play live again next year in a big Glass Park type setting, if it was virtual, yeah, we would like that too. Yes, that'd be great. So what we're angling after really is an invitation for next year.
Amazing.
Okay.
Well,
Oh, brilliant.
thank you guys so much for coming, and thanks for being on board with everything. You guys have been wonderful. We hope you all enjoy the rest of the evening here at TAD Studios. We've got Steve Winch and the Inception up in a little bit. Come back with us tomorrow at TAD Studios, Distinct Solutions, everything at thebisterfestival.org. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, I hope you're enjoying Bicester Festival so far. Don't forget you can watch us live on Facebook and, of course, on the official website, www.bisterfestival.org. The Skeptics were fantastic. We've got more live music later, of course, from...